They call them the hand, and the ball squirted out. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring game.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Yeah, and how about the linebacker? You know, you ask him to do so much on a football field and cover so much ground. You don't always ask him to go man-to-man, but when you do, the linebacker comes through, swats the ball to the ground.
Looking to pass, it's Klubnik. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Coming after it. Makes a grab enough for the first. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now a fresh set of downs.
From the gun, running back on the move. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. Clemson jumps to the line. He's got it again. Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with a pickup of 4. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
And the defense brought the blitz on third down, trying to see if they could rattle the quarterback. But how about the poise? He knew where his answer was. He didn't panic or freak out. He just went through his progressions, picked up the first, and we got a fresh set of downs.
Wants to throw on first down. Now he's going to break the pocket. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
On that 2-point conversion, they spread the field, 5 wide receiver set, trying to create some windows to throw into, and they come away with a beautiful-looking, schemed-up 2-point conversion.
And he's out of bounds here on the return. Rolls onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went...
He's got it down the right side. And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down. This guy is special, and Alabama's had a lot of them. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, who could make a huge play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, big plays down the field. You get it to him, you know it could be a home run anytime he touches it. When you start mentioning those names, it just shows you the explosive nature. Everybody you mentioned, you know they can run right by you and hit those home runs, and so far, he's making some big plays in this ballgame.
Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Spits it out to the back. Got a man. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. The transition of Alabama quarterbacks over the years has been fascinating, from the dreaded game manager label to playmaker.
To spread it out, to Heisman winner. I mean, that's how much this offense has changed and evolved, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to score points in this new age era.
They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Trying to barge their way in. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. On 2nd and goal, they believe he's got a nose for the goal line. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
And the defense drags him down. All they need is a field goal to make it a 2-score game, but they are going for the jugular and the touchdown here on 4th and goal. Wide out in motion. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Touchdown, Alabama! A great catch and run for 6. Now the 2-point conversion attempt is coming.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. Unleashes one deep. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger. Lead in the game, and the confidence is building. If only there's enough time to finish.
Time is ticking, but, man, you gave yourself a chance now. Now the defense, go out, do your job. We got the momentum. If you give me the ball back, I'm going to win. Let's go, defense.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Snagged in the middle, it's Williams. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. Going up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Henderson. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running back goes in motion. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. They're trying to get to him. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking downfield, it's Milrow. Buys a little time with his feet. Quarterback gets the first down and more. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down. The Tide with the 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Might be looking to run. Slings it downfield. Touchdown Tide! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They'll try to add another to their lead. Wants to go up the fake, and he wants to throw. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Finds his man. It's Brown. Got room at the 35. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Game on the line. Offense has the ball. Down 1 score. Time winding down. What is better than this? They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. They'll give it to him again. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
Defense a little too eager on that last one, and now it's 1st and 5. Running back searching for a hole. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Got his man quickly. And he breaks into the open. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. With the run on 1st and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Into the end zone for a touchdown, and here in the final minute, they still have a chance.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Snapped it in the shotgun. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off.
Well, I like the thought process, right? You're trying to force your opponent to at least have to score a touchdown to come back and win this one. You don't come away with a 2-point conversion, but you're still feeling pretty good here late in the game.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. Here comes that Alabama offense. One possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level, though.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with the W.
Offense uses a timeout, 17 seconds left on the clock. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28, first down. Looking for a man, it's Milrow. They're bringing heat, and he just chucks it into the 4th row.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
The corners are walked up tight. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds. A little less room to work with now. The ball's at the 28, and it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. Trying to escape and get it himself. And this is why a mobile quarterback is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. He has just been running wild all day. Scoreboard operator got a workout in this one. Fun game for us to watch, but they can't come up with the W.
Yeah, and it's a team game, right? The offense did their job, but now defense will have to find a way in the future to make better plays, get stops, and stop them scoring so many points, especially when your offense does their job.
And we see a lot of games like this in college football when both offenses are just trading blows back and forth, and it just comes down to which defense can get a stop. And unfortunately for the losing team, they just were not able.
Before they run down the hill at Clemson, they touch Howard's rock. Only if they're ready to go, because if they're not, as Frank Howard himself said, keep your stinking hands off my rock. Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers. This isn't your run-of-the-mill matchup. You get a couple of powerhouses, both ranked in the top 10, and statements can be made in this one. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. I guess they're not interested in kicking it away. They're lining up for an onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get...
Well, I give them a lot of credit for having guts. You normally don't see onside kicks until the very end of the game. Here we are in the first quarter, and they tried one, but it didn't work. So their defense now has to come out here and bail them out.
Looking for a productive play on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Clemson is quick to the line. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Scanning the field, it's Klubnik. He's got his man. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, the give, looking for room. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They make the stop, but you can't give up 4 yards a chunk on the ground down in this area of the field. It's at the 18. They'll put the tight end in motion. Quarterback will audible. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Grab near the marker. It's Brown. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
I think what you love about that opening drive for the offense is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The offense set for a first down play. Corner's going to give them room. He'll start this drive firing. Coming out aggressively. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down. The incomplete pass leaves him with 2nd down.
And guys, if I'm on offense, I am staying aggressive. I know you didn't connect there, but make sure you keep testing this defense, because even if you complete...
He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that ball. Nice job.
To the air, it's Nussmeier. Keeps looking downfield. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and with that, they take the lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
There's an idea that Clemson can only run the ball when they sort of trick you and get you in space, but they're showing a lot of versatility now.
Yeah, I think the word you were looking for was finesse. They've been a finesse offense, more about tempo and body blows than it is about, being physical up front. But if this unit does get that physicality and get that ground game and a good offensive line, I think that's when you see the best of the Clemson Tigers.
They couldn't connect on second down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. Getting some heat. Caught over the middle. It's grinding stool. And this junior loves to show off that big arm.
Hard work pays off, guys. These offenses work so hard week in, week out, working on those critical down distances, 3rd downs. And having that conversion this early in the game, that's got to feel good for this offense.
Clemson jumps to the line.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Got a man. It's Brown. Able to make his way past the sticks for the 1st down, and the time is going to drain out here in the 1st quarter.
Clemson, 7.
The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Pressure coming. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. They were trying to set up a screen. Instead, what they got was their quarterback putting paper and plastic and sack.
But how about the speed on defense with that rush, getting to the QB so quickly? You're not expecting to get home on a screenplay like that, but, man, the old saying, speed kills, and you saw it right there.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. The inside handoff. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go.
3rd and long, I'm thinking bring in extra DBs, play for the pass, rush the passer, and this offense flips the script, runs the football right at them. Nice job by this offense catching them off guard, making the big play, getting the 1st down with the run.
What a good run there. He has enough for the 1st down. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. When they've got him looking run, now to pass. Hit as he throws. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and the lead is 6. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like,
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on 1st down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
offensive linemen are offensive linemen for a reason. They're not as fast as those guys on the edge. And you can see that defensive end came screaming off the edge, got to the quarterback before that O-lineman could do anything about it. Nice job of that defensive end. Scoop them sacks, baby.
DB's right up on the receivers. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
Aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to take chances, and you tell your team about it all week, and you come out and you get an opportunity in the first half to go for it on 4th down. You shot your shot. The problem is now you put your defense in a bad situation early in this game where you're going to have to try to find a way to get a stop and create some momentum.
Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Unloads to the wideout. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut it to a 1-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down. The Tigers want to move quickly. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. To the ground with the back. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, LSU!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
Boy, they want to get this back right now, lining up for an onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. You can't let our serve get broken.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24, 1st down. Quarterback checking the play. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. That's caught. It's Williams. Touchdown, Clemson! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this.
That's a live ball. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Lofts one high and deep. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do?
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. He is having a day, and there's still a ways to go, but pretty soon he might make a call on Kayshon Boutte's single-game receiving record.
Yeah, and if I'm him, I'm going to my QB and be like, listen, dog, I'm close. Feed me that rock. I want to go get the record. Nobody's guarding me. Nobody can stop me. Just get it to me, and I'll make the plays for you. And right now, listen, if I'm the LSU quarterback, I'm like, yeah, you keep doing that, I'll keep feeding you the rock.
Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. He wants to throw it again. Trying to get to it. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got it in the middle, it's Parker. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. LSU right back to the line.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Just about any LSU offense will make you hold your breath when they play pitch and catch.
Yeah, just such elite playmakers usually, just such speed. And listen, when you're a defense, speed kills. And LSU, no matter who plays quarterback, they always got dudes that can fly out wide that absolutely scare them.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
And it's complete at the 6. Defense right there, but now they're backed up with a goal-to-go situation. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Into the end zone. And the pass hits, picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
Hey, listen, it's not just the offense that makes adjustments at halftime. The defense does too, and that time maybe showing a little bit of a different look than what they did in the first half. Looked like they confused the quarterback, and they're able to come away with a pick.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Here comes the offense on second down.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO, and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Finds his tight end. Finds a crease at the 20. Oh, look out, there he goes. The 40. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Quarterback checking off. Comes out throwing on first down. Pocket starts to collapse. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Offense in a bunch formation. Wants to fire on second down. Gets it out fast.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Fires and picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity. First down for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Turns it loose deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. One final play before the end of the quarter. He's looking for an open man on second down. Going for the big play. And the shot play downfield falls harmlessly to the turf, and we've played 3 quarters. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. To the air, it's Nussmeier. He'll take another shot here. Got it! Oh, and he thought he might be able to wiggle his way into the end zone, but they knock him down at the 3. From the gun, looking for a man. Buying some time. Lets it fly. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he's looking downfield. Coming after it. And he can't quite make the connection as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
It's tough to throw the ball down here in the red zone, man. These windows, they open and they close so quickly. You've got to have great timing, and right now this offense doesn't have it. They've thrown 2 straight incompletions setting up third down.
Defense in press coverage. The throw. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, LSU.
LSU, number 1, with the catch in the end zone.
They'll line up to go for 2. From the gun. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Wilson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. So we've got a tight spot here, David. They'd love to run out the clock, but all those timeouts staring at them.
Yeah, they got 3 timeouts on defense, but I know a first down ends this football game. So I got to get my guys physical, ready to roll.
Yeah, because you know this defense is going to be playing the run. They're going to be loading the box, trying to get tackles, using their timeouts to get the football back. So this is going to come down to who's better in the trenches.
They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. He's going up top. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Throws for the tight end. Finds his man enough for the first. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Here comes Clemson with another first down. Movement here from the tight end. The give as they work on that clock. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense. Clemson is quick to the line. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Throws to the tight end. Catch in the middle. It's Briningstool. They stop him at the 42, and they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Got a man. It's Brown. At the 20, he's got space. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
And the Tigers enter the final minute with the lead, trying to run out the clock. He'll do it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After getting knocked back, it's 2nd and goal from the 4. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Fires to the end zone. And he reels it in for a touchdown, and that just might seal it.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, beat, coffin. Great execution by this offense to put this game away.
Play the analytics here, and you go for 2. He's looking to pass. Buying some time as he moves left. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense
unloads it downfield. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. Well, the defense didn't get caught napping there. In this situation, you know they have to stay alert for the deep ball.
Yeah, so what defense am I going to call? I'm going to keep some DBs back deep. I'm going to keep my safety a little bit deeper, understanding they're down. They're going to have to attack down the field. I'm going to stick to my passing sets, my nickels, my...
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
Time is not on their side right now. They can't afford too many more incompletions like that. They need to come up with some connections, and they've got to score points. They've got to get this passing game going now.
He's going up top here late in the game. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Fires to the right. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
After being stopped there on fourth down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
Just a little off. Incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
After the incompletion, they're facing a 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Unloads to the wideout. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they've got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Well, there's no quitting this defense. I'll give them that. Obviously, they're trailing here late in the game. It seems like the opponent's going to win, but still, they've got guys out there playing the way they're coached to play. They're playing with that.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And this is dropped and incomplete, and that's sort of a microcosm of how this game has gone, and time has run out. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff, and these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football, offense, defense, special teams, all working together to get the W.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. It's football time in Tennessee. Those words have long been associated with running through the tee, the glory of the checkerboard end zone, and the Big Orange ready to do battle. But this isn't any regular matchup. It's a battle of top tens, a couple of forces meeting head-to-head where one team will try to make a resonating statement. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the 7th-ranked team in the land, the Tennessee Volunteers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. He'll call for the fair catch. Offense set on first down. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Looking to go up top on first down. The sure hands, it's Sampson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Hey, on offense, you just got to stay ahead of the sticks, and a big part of that is finding positive production on first down. When you've got this guy in the backfield, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to hand it off to him, but how about dialing up the pass play on first down and just letting him go to work to set up second and short?
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Back to throw, it's Iam Aliaba. Finds the tight end. Still on his feet at the 45. Ripped off a huge shot play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Whole situation changed after that last big play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. He's looking to throw it. They're trying to get to it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
One of the big risks about being in an empty set is that you don't have tight ends or running backs helping you out in pass protection. And that time the quarterback got hit right before he let it go, and that's why that ball fell incomplete.
Scrambling away. This time it's complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play to get the first.
And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Vols!
This quarterback really does a nice job seeing the field and reading coverage. And when you go empty and you spread the defense out, it's easier to see what the defense is doing.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Offense getting set for first down. Got the quick completion, and he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all offseason long, and they look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
This offense has a second down play. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Brown. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. And this guy stood in the pocket, and he took one right in the kisser and still delivered the ball.
Showed you his toughness there, Reese, didn't he? And he still had to be accurate with that throw because that was man coverage. He really had to do a good job making sure that football was put on his target.
Takes the handoff. It's Maffa. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run with the ball. Clemson jumps to the line. They'll run for it on third and short. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Give to the back. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Finds a crease at the 20. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
Caught behind the line. It's Moore. And oh, did they know that one was coming? They'll knock it down in the backfield. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
Tennessee 7, Clemson 0.
They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Running play to the left here, looking for the end zone. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Third and goal, where the strong come through. Power ahead. And he's knocked down.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Tiger.
Well, they didn't overthink that one. Fourth and goal down close like that. You just turn around, David, hand it off to the big fella and let him do the rest.
And a lot of times in these situations, fourth down and goal, you see quarterbacks sneak so much. They trust the big running back and know he's going to drive his feet forward, finish the run, and get the touchdown.
After that latest answer, tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills, and they've got it at the receiver position. So if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
To the air, it's Iamaleava. Throws to the wideout. It's caught. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Line gets set, first down. He's going to pass. Looking deep. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, even though that was an incompletion, I wouldn't be surprised if this secondary wants to start playing deeper coverages. Because this offense has shown that they're willing to be aggressive. They've got a lot of speed. This defense cannot allow any big plays here in the second half.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Looking for more room. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And they tacked on the extra point.
14, Tennessee, 7.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking downfield. It's Iamaleava. Trying to get behind the defense. Makes the catch at the 20. Oh, and after the big gain, the ball's loose. Oh, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Trying to find his man on first down. Fires into traffic, picked off. Trying to take it back. Crosses midfield. Inside the 30. Past the 10. Touchdown, Clemson. What a great play by the defense, and paying it off with the interception return. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
To throw, it's Iamaleava. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. It's complete to the right. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Makes the grab well past the sticks. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And the Volunteers getting set on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. They'll throw it on 1st down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Looking down the middle. Complete to the right. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. And the Vols will line up to kick off and start the second half. Coming out with it, it's Brown. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They keep it on the ground to open the 3rd. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Got it behind the line. It's Moore. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Clemson is quick to the line. A quick completion to the left, looking for the 1st down. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with the 1st down. The give to the back. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Tackle is made after the 1st down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the 1st down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the 1st down mark.
Gets it out quickly. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
I Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
The give on the inside. Smashes through. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
These RPO runs, they're like body blows. I like it because it just sort of chips away at a defense. You'll take these kind of games all game long. You keep running the football this way, you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep driving this defense back, so keep at it with the RPO.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Trying to slam in. Touchdown, Tigers. And they take it in for 6 more points. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fair catch, called for and made. They'll run down the hill in one of the most storied entrances in all of college football. Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers since 1945. We've got a top 25 showdown in this one. Both teams with an opportunity to get a statement victory. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. He'll bring it back looking for help. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 20.
Will take over First and 10.
A first down for the offense. To the air, it's Klubnik. Looking to the big tight end. Working the middle. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Clemson jumps to the line. On the run, it's Maffa. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. He looks that one in nicely. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Here's the handoff. Fighting off the defender. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson first down.
Really nice run there. This guy's so exciting to watch when he's out in the open field. Kind of reminds me of old Clemson greats like C.J. Spiller and Travis Etienne. When they got into the 2nd level, you just held your breath because you thought there was a chance.
Hit the afterburners, kid. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Clemson.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They march 79 yards on the drive, and they pay it off with a strike from 38 yards out. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the right. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Quick strike complete.
Yeah, and that was tough on the DB, right? He's trying to cover the receiver on a drag route, running back over the middle of the field. You're trying to avoid all the linebackers, all the congestion. He just couldn't stay with them long enough, and as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Throws for the tight end. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver. I know it was incomplete, but I'm okay with it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going to keep taking shots down the field. I'm going to make him honor that deep ball. I'll hit some of those before the game's over.
Bunch formation, trying to confuse the secondary. After the incompletion, they go back up top. This time it's complete. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. Every good quarterback is first a game manager. At Alabama, that used to be sort of a label of derision, but now they're not only that, they're playmakers.
Yeah, and it's what they used to ask them to do. Like they were very comfortable handing the ball off, running the ball, controlling the clock, trying to keep your defense fresh. Nah, bro. If you can't score points now, if you can't get first downs and go get me touchdowns, you're not going to be on the field.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Clemson 7, Alabama 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. They want to just keep throwing it. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Back to pass, it's Milroe. Snags it over the middle. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his. Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. And he's out of bounds after a terrific run and a nice pickup. Alabama pushing the tempo. They want to throw it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Well, I love the coverage on defense. In the red zone, everyone's got their eyes on the quarterback, and they're flying to the football, and you saw that there on the incompletion.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Great job by pass defense down here with their backs against the wall. They're doing a good job really constricting these windows for the quarterback to throw into and getting pressure on the QB, making them pay every time they drop the quarterback back to throw.
After getting knocked back, they'll try it again, this time from the 5 on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Makes the grab on the left. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
It's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. With the catch, it's Haynes. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Takes it from the gun on third down. Quarterback adapting. He'll try to do it himself. Just having these dudes bounce off of him like popcorn. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. A first down run in the red zone. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. And he was looking into the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
They tried to throw it in last time and didn't get it. Still needing 2 yards on third and goal. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Here's the return from inside his 10. He's not going to make it to the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 17. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the...
Gonna take a shot. He's got it on the left. And he's brought down after a huge completion. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating an explosive play.
Makes the grab. It's Brown. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Wow. I don't love that throw by the QB, man. It's not a good idea to lob the football anywhere in the middle of the field, because it gives defenders an opportunity to rally to the ball and knock it away.
Bunch formation, trying to spring a guy free. Grabbed behind the line, it's Moore. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rounding to the football?
And it's third down, but they're taking no chances. They'll send the field goal unit out before halftime. Splits the uprights, it's good. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. Fielded in the end zone. It's Henderson. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. The Tigers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line.
First and 10.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man on the right. The expressway is wide open. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Looking to pass. It's Milroe. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Now 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Quickly complete. He stopped at the 32, picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down.
It's a really nice-looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny, you know, I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers. And then you think of Jalen.
It's complete. They will score. Touchdown, Alabama.
Number 2. Catch and score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap it off with a 32-yard touchdown pass. From inside the 20, chance for great field position. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. Clemson is quick to the line. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. At the 45 on his way. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Caught in the backfield, it's Moore. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Out of the gun, the inside give. Tackle is made right at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 4. Ball is at the 20. They'll try to convert this 3rd and short. Looks as if Clemson will have the first down.
I love RPOs. It puts the defense in such a bind. Are they handing it off? Are they throwing the football? How quickly can I commit to this? And you see with the RPO, it just freezes the defense for a half a second. It allows the offensive line to set those blocks up, and they're able to go get the first.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Using the quick game. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. Clemson will come to the line with the 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
They're bringing heat. He's got it in the end zone! Touchdown, Tigers! I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
And they tack on the extra point to cut the lead to 21-17. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Henderson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Going up top on first down. Pulls it in. It's Henderson. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this third period.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Alabama 21, Clemson 17.
First down to start the drive after the break. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Looking for a man. It's Milroe. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Second down.
And now on second down for this offense. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Makes the grab. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. Looking to throw on second down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Unloads to the right. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Quick release by the QB. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Well, they don't pick up the first down there, but in this 2-minute situation, they need their quarterback to be decisive, to be accurate, and make really good decisions. And we'll see what he's able to do as they inch closer and closer towards the goal line.
Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Looking downfield, it's Milroe. Fires to the tight end. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And they'll take a knee. You're going to hear guys after this game say, got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to be that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think would be.
Welcome to what many call the original Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, where the crowd is rocking in anticipation of the showdown we have in store. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the USC Trojans, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Trojans will get us started with the opening kickoff. Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. Gets it across the 20 to...
At the 20.
And not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. The give to the back. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. And the Tigers want to crank the tempo. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. It's complete on the right side. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. Still running at the 40. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
The give to the tailback. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Let me tell you, that opening script was a masterpiece. Send that baby to Hollywood, and it's a blockbuster.
I think so, and A-listers all over the field for this offense. You saw some of the playmakers they've got and the speed. Great job going out and executing on that opening drive.
And he makes his way out of bounds on the return. On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And that ball's free behind the line. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
That's kind of a kick to the gut because you think, oh, how can I get this game started conservatively, not turn the ball over, get the positive momentum, get that first hit out, and the first carry your running back sticks it on the floor, defense recovers. That is not the start you drew up.
Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. Finds a soft spot in the middle. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Turning to the running game on first and goal. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Now it's second and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Clemson! Offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. They get you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Quickly complete. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. He's looking to throw it. Sends it downfield. And the DB right with him to knock it away.
When I'm an offensive coach, I'm going to take shots. I'm going to take those 50-50 balls, and most of the time I'm going to trust my wide receiver to come down with it. The defensive back said, no, sir.
Skips away from pressure. Still on his feet at the 45. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like a quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense.
Moves it forward just a bit, a pickup of 1 to the 35. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He's looking for a man on second down. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Bought a little time, lets it go. He's got the tight end. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Listen, you hear all the time about how important it is to stay on schedule offensively, right? And this is a perfect example. You just can't have negative plays early in drives because even when you come up with big plays like we just saw, you're still miles away from picking up this first down. You're making it so hard on your offense.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Buys a little extra time. And this sophomore quarterback learning when to use his legs to move the chains.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
He leaves it with his back. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. They'll line up for a second down play. Using his legs, it's Marks. Headed to the end zone. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it out. It's Maffa. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has his offense rolling with a first down.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback can go in the other direction.
The Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Well, the offense is in a really nice rhythm right now. It seems like no matter what they're dialing up, they're getting positive yards, and it just feels so good as a play caller when you know on first down you can get yards like that turning around and handing it off.
Yeah, and on the other side, you're scratching your head going, what the heck can I do here? You got to find something. The defense has got to find a way to create some momentum. Whatever they're doing right now, it's not working. So you got to keep going through that play sheet and maybe find something a little bit different that can give this offense something to think about.
They'll run it from the gun. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy, and he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive. And he finished it with a scintillating 28-yarder to the house. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you...
And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. Touchdown, USC! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Scanning the field, it's Klubnik. He makes the connection. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. On the ground, it's Maffa. Running like he wants that football as he gets to the 37. The offense burns his third and final timeout of the half. Final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And they'll trot off to the locker room after the field goal to close the half. Ready to start the second half, and Clemson will kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Feeling some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Blasted as he lets it go. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26. Looking for a productive play on first down. He's going to pass. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. Now on second down. To the air, it's Klubnik. Getting some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. They'll give it to the back. Got enough space. Touchdown, Clemson. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the magic number for touchdowns.
Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Goodness gracious. He's been getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. I might want to change something up, or maybe focus on that guy that's getting the football a lot and scoring.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Branch. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet. But I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so he puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right...
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. The Trojans will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They move the tight end all over. On the run, it's Maffa. They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the change for the first down.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
Moving closer to the red zone, it's at the 27 on first down. Hand off from the shotgun.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Makes his connection. Touchdown, Tiger! And the beatdown has ensued. Timing and better execution, that is just what a quarterback and wide receiver need.
And it's timing, it's route running, right? You got to be precise. You got to know exactly what yard you're running to. The quarterback receiver on the same page. That's why you get the touchdown.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
USC 14.
Coming out with it, it's Branch. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much more.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20. Oh, misjudges it a bit and muffs it. Here comes the offense on first down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Clemson 40, USC 14.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period.
Clear! Clear! Freedom!
Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Gets open down the middle. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
They'll throw it from the red zone. Looking to the big tight end. On target over the middle. Touchdown, Tigers. And the pummeling has started.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
And he's going to run it back. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together, get some good mojo going.
Second down coming up. The corners are walked up tight. On second down, wants to throw it. He's got it down the middle. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
And that's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's first and 10. He wants to throw. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Pressure coming. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Got his man quickly. Turns it on at midfield. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together. Maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. With the catch, it's Branch. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will. Safe to say the offense could have used a few more plays like that earlier in the game.
Too little, too late. At least you got something going. You got some kind of rhythm. The offense put some points up. But, man, if they'd have started a little bit better, they might have had a chance to be a little bit more in this ballgame.
And they did tack on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
21.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Brown. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game, take the W into the locker room.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out because this wasn't a great day.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Makes the catch. It's Williams. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Fires to the middle. And that ball is picked off. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39.
Never say die attitude, and I love that, especially in these young players, because they're out there competing. And I know the scoreboard right now doesn't look pretty. They're not going to come back and win this football game, but I just love kids that are competing until there's zeros on the clock.
Comes out throwing on 1st down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. The sure hands, it's Marks. At the 45 on his way. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock.
USC.
On 1st and 10 from the 38.
Here we go, set.
He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. And the ball is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40. And with that turnover, that'll finish the game. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy, great execution, just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in, and this was just total domination.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer,